Good morning, everybody. My name is Marty Forrest. My website is helloextraordinarylife.com. All of these calls are recorded for your pleasure or enjoyment. For any time that you want to hear a topic that I have covered already, if there's not one that I haven't covered, please feel free to ask. I might know something about it. All of it leading to reprogramming that negative self-talk that we carry, the saboteur that likes to take us out sometimes, causes doubt and all kinds of stuff. I am also available for private coaching if you're interested in that. There's a contact page. There's a page on one-on-one mentor coaching that gives you more of a description of what that looks like, and you can contact me on that page. And today is actually Thursday. I know that doesn't really matter to you because, it's a recording, but it's a little bit different because part of this process of honoring myself, my last email was, "It's over." And if you've been following the emails or hearing the recordings, you know that I have lived my life in Modesto, and the last 6 years I've lived in Lincoln, which is a little over 100 miles from Modesto, and finally decided and got that intuitive nudge from Spirit that it was time to be complete there and fully transplant myself here in Lincoln where I live now with my husband, and which means I stopped driving there and taking care of those people and having that dependency on a paycheck. Because that was the big part of it. That was my primary income for most of this time. I have jumped and I am free-falling, and I have no idea how it will all unfold, and I don't get to be in control of that. And that can feel pretty scary. And today we're talking about, I decided to do the recording anyway. Yesterday was Wednesday, today's Thursday, the 15th of March, and I got on the call, and I had someone come on the call, and we ended up having a different conversation, and quite frankly, I was not in the headspace to record it. So we simply talked, and I shared with her, she shared with me, and I decided I would do it anyway as part of the conversation about how do we honor ourselves in that process and the feelings that come along with change. How do we stay present to all those feelings that happen when we choose? I chose to be complete and stop going to Modesto every 4 weeks for 5 days and work like crazy while I'm there to make some money. And this morning let me back up. Someone gave me permission. This was one of the keys that I wanted to share that was very helpful for me. Because sometimes I get caught in that trap of I must do all of my commitments. I must do all the things I said I would do and show up all the places I said I would show up and all the things that are on my calendar. I must do those things and I must show up even though I don't have the energy. I'm not in the mindset of it. I really don't want to be out peopling at all because I just would like to recover from that time. I had no idea it would be so emotional. I kept saying all that during that week and that time I was there. I didn't realize it would be this hard. And then I realized it's not hard. It's uncomfortable. And I had no idea how emotional it would be. Even though I chose, sometimes we make choices, things change. Our kids leave our home, we get married, we have children. All these are big, huge changes, and this is a big change for me. What do we do with all of that? When we make the choice, some people think, it should just all be great and wonderful, right? Shouldn't you be happy? My second husband, when I was going through the divorce process, he's like, well, aren't you happy? He was really nasty about it. Aren't you happy? You're the one who wanted this. Well, yes, I am, because it was no longer working. I'm not sure that it ever was, but that's beside the point. There was still a whole process of, this is a big, huge change. I'm taking a stand for me and what I want to have in my life, which was to be happy and not spend time in a relationship that was not growing and not going where I needed it to go. I made this choice to leave Modesto, and it's time for me to stop making that drive every month. It's a very disruptive routine, which can work if it's part of my job that I'm creating here. It's not. It keeps me tied there. And maybe in the beginning that was okay. That was something probably unconsciously. As I look at it, I think there's an unconscious place that I wanted to make sure that this relationship would work and that I could really make it happen here. Like, I'm in control of all that, right? Now I'm married and, well, I'm all in, right? I'm all in. Okay, back to the permission. I have two different coaches for two different things. One's for my business and one's for my body. I'm in a course it's called Body Joy. And both of those coaches said, is there a place that you can take some time off and process all this and be with it and be able to move on? Doesn't mean I won't be sad still, but it means I can move forward now and not have my headspace or my energy still over there in this place of dense, heavy energy. Somewhere in my brain, I needed that. I needed permission to stop, to do bare minimum for my coaching, which is another reason I'm doing this recording, because it's important. It's important that I keep that part of my commitment is to do a call every week and to send emails every week and to do something on Facebook, and it is fairly minimal. And this process is important. I feel it's important to share. So one key thing for me was to have permission to take the day off. My morning changed, so this morning I got to take a couple of hours and do some journaling. So that's the other thing I did for my process, to honor those feelings and processes and what I'm experiencing. And I looked at, what am I experiencing? What is sadness? What does that feel like? What does sad or grief, what's the feeling of that? I don't really have an answer. I don't have an answer of what it feels like. It feels, in the feeling context, it feels heavy. It feels dense. The energy of it feels heavy and dense. That's what it feels like. I don't have any words for what sad or grief feels like. When I examine it a little bit further, I'm looking at, why am I sad? What is making me feel sad about this? My attachment to my routine, my attachment to my people. Really, it's an attachment as a human being in our human experience to feel safe. We create those places, hopefully, that make us feel safe. Or at least it's a routine. It may not make me feel safe. Some things we get attached to because we're human and we like attachment, because we think it's going to help us feel safe or give us what we need or validate us in some way. When my truth, maybe it's your truth, is the only place I can feel safe is with me. I'm the only one that can make me feel safe. Can other people help me? Of course. Can environments help me? Of course. But the truth is, I'm the only one. I can feel safe and know that I will take care of myself. So these are ways I can honor myself. Back to where I started this, right? Honoring my feelings and what I'm going through in my experience. So I create these relationships that make me feel fulfilled. I get something out of them. I get to live my purpose of being a healer and massaging them and having really amazing conversations. Can I create that here? Yes. Am I sad? Yes, I have that heavy energy of these relationships are changing. Are they ending? Not necessarily. They will look different. And the thing about most of us, there's a big, huge, fat charge to the word change. We don't want to change. We want it to be the same. When science proves, this is scientific evidence that says the only thing that's constant is change. And when I'm fully present in my moment, then none of the past or the future matters. I'm only right here experiencing right now. Our brain and our human part is different. We like to hold on to those things. But in that spirit place, that heart place, the only thing that we know, and we have moments of that experience, is right now. But my head will take me other places. And that's usually where most of us live. Okay. To honor those feelings, first of all, I got permission to take a break. Give myself a break, do bare minimum. Let myself recover. And just feel them. What am I feeling? I'm feeling sad, and like I said, I have no real words to tell you what that is. I can tell you the energy of that is heavy. I can say I realize that I was immersed in all of our sadness with each of my clients. When someone is, this is another topic, excuse me, but the same sort of thing. When someone's dying, they have a disease that they're nearing the end, right? We're experiencing. Most of us are immersed with them when we're around them. Therefore, we carry some of their stuff in that context that we're all connected. We carry on some of their stuff. When I saw that, I realized, not only do I have my own stuff, I've taken on my client's stuff. I call it stuff. It's their emotions, their energy, because I'm immersed with them, and I didn't really separate that when I left because of my attachment to them and to my experience of them and to that safe place of them and how it feels good when I'm with them. Now that I've journaled and I've written through that and I've looked at what's really going on for me, what am I really feeling? That helps me. For some people, it helps them. For other people, it may just be sitting with it or meditating with it. I did some meditation also. I have a hard time quieting my brain, as most of us can. So writing works better for me. Some people, it's talking to someone else, talking it out. For some people, it may be going to the ocean or go lean on a tree. And allow that energy, because it's all energy, right? Allow that energy to just drain out so that I don't have to carry this with me anymore. Having done these things, I feel lighter. I feel better. I feel more present to be able to sit here and do this on a different day than Wednesday because I was committed to getting it out. I also realized I got to go through a little bit more of the experience to share with you some more of the tools that I was utilizing. Because yesterday morning I wasn't in the space. I was not able. I was really still in the thick of that heavy, low energy place, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And I would have done the recording if it hadn't turned out different. Sometimes Spirit has a different idea than what I do. Now that I've done some of those things that I felt like I needed to do to process through some of it, I'm in a better space. So big parts of honoring our feelings is really acknowledging them. I feel this way. I feel this way. Do I have to do something about it? No. Do I have to change it? No. I may not want to sit in it forever because that would get depressing. I can give myself a time limit sometimes. I don't have to stay in it. I can be with it for a while and then find the things that help me navigate through them and be able to let them go. For some people, it's praying. For some people, it's meditating, journaling. For part of mine was having permission, for somebody to tell me that, can you take a time? Do you have a space to do that? And I look at my calendar, yeah, and it was tomorrow, Friday, and then something changed, for which I was very grateful. Because when I start to acknowledge I need that, I need to process this, then that space got created for me. And that's how Spirit works for me. That's how the universe works for me. I needed this earlier rather than later. And it's important for all of us to be okay with whatever it looks like for us. Sometimes it may not be somebody else giving me permission. Sometimes it's me giving me permission to say, I feel this way, and it's okay that I feel this way. I don't have to feel some other way. I don't have to do anything about it. For me, I'm not a fan of immersing. Let me say that different. I'm not a fan of wallowing. I can be immersed for a while, and then there comes a point where I just feel like I'm wallowing in it, and then I need to go find some tools or some things that are going to pull me out of it. When my dad died, I was immersed. I was immersed in the grief. The anger showed up first, and what I held on to when I would do my writing, because that is a tool for me, people would reply, and they would give me hope. And I would hold on to the hope. That's what kept me moving forward in the midst of the immersion of the feelings, is the hope that somewhere on the other side there's a light. And they were shining the light for me when they would tell me their own experience. My dad's birthday's next week, so I'm quite emotional. I'm killing you. So that kept me going forward toward that, knowing that other people had gone through it and survived, and I would too. And it didn't mean I liked it. It didn't mean I was comfortable in it. It doesn't make it easy. It means I'm willing to walk through it, and I'm willing to feel it, and I'm willing to give myself permission, or maybe somebody else to give me permission, and I'm willing to acknowledge it. And then I'm willing to decide, once I acknowledge it, what do I need to do about it? Is there some action I need to take about the feeling? Or do I just need to honor the feeling? Sometimes the simple acknowledgement of the feeling allows it to move. And then we move incrementally. I just flashed on this emotional chart that I have. We move incrementally. I'm not necessarily going to go from my sad place to my ecstatic place, but I might go from, let's say, sad to content or acceptance. So I'm moving up that scale. I'm not going from one extreme to the other, because it's just a process. And it honors us. And when we share it with other people, it honors them and gives them permission too. Sometimes just in the sharing, we give them permission to have their own feelings. Marianne Williamson wrote that poem about shining our light so others can shine their light and to not hide from it. I can't remember all the words, but it's one of my favorite poems, and it's for us to shine our light. So it's part of why I do this. I love to share. I love to write and do these recordings to share that process and shine a light for someone else to be able to walk through it also. I hope you found this helpful. Leave a comment. Go to my website. All the recordings are there posted. I think I'm missing some right now. I haven't posted the last few, so I'll get those out there. They're also on Facebook. and in email. So you can go to the website and sign up on email, and then you make sure you get them all and don't miss any of them. All right. Have a great day.